All right, what's up, folks? We'll just wait for a few people to maybe trickle in before I get going here. But look, VeChain's breaking out bullishly, and so I thought I'd just have a little bit of a VeChain watch party of sorts here. Maybe we can go through a bit of TA. So yeah, what's up, everyone? Hey, how's it going? Where are we headed? Very good question. Well, folks, I don't want to keep teasing you guys here. I think we may be going all-time highs. Now, look, we need to keep a few things in mind here. Whenever we impulse up, usually, not always, we fall back down and retest the breakout point. So this might not be a straight line up to all-time highs, but the fact that we have broken out bullishly from this descending triangle and gotten above major resistance is very hopeful that we could probably retest all-time highs here. Now again, folks, we need to wait to see if indeed we do have that pullback. Something like that is very likely. Ultimately, I think for this to continue, I wouldn't want to see VeChain get below 21 cents. If VeChain starts to get below 21 cents, I think this bullish breakout would be invalidated. But until that happens here, I think we're looking good here, folks. I think as long as we can remain above these two previous peaks in price action, as long as we remain above that, I think VeChain is set to see bullish continuation. So yeah, guys, those are my thoughts. Welcome to the live stream. How's it going, everyone? You guys got any questions? Leave it down in the comments below. It's doing a bit of a live stream for here, you guys. So I can't find that volume profile thing on the side. What is that indicator called on TradingView? Yes, so this is the VPVR here, okay? Typically known as the visible range. That's what it is when you look it up. You need the paid version of TradingView to gain access to this, or you can just follow the channel and ask questions when we go live. So let me just start doing some TA here on VeChain. Now we're breaking out bullishly. Okay. Okay, I see a few things going on here. So one thing we can look at to try and gauge breakouts is RSI divergence, because we can draw clear trend lines in RSI, and whenever we diverge, that's typically a sign that we could see a momentum shift, and that's that divergence pretty closely lines up to our bullish breakout here. Now $1 here we come. I hope so. My biggest bag, bro. Hopefully it will take off to the moon. Yeah, I hope so, folks. Look, actually, VeChain is one of my biggest long-term holds. I remember shilling this thing back when it was like a penny and a half. I think my average, I don't like saying this stuff because you guys are here in the live stream. I'll let you guys know. I think my average entry for VeChain is just under 1.5 cents. So I think it's like 1.4 cents. And look, could we see a VeChain at $1 this year? I mean, maybe. It's possible. We'll see. Now, I always love to keep mentioning, folks, is the Bitcoin pairings. We want to follow the Bitcoin pairings. The Bitcoin pairings can often act as a leading indicator on the US dollar value of VeChain. So we broke out bullishly here. I think at the very least we're retesting all-time highs. So folks, this is good to see. This is good to see with VeChain. Do you guys have any questions here while I pull out some more TA here? No? Okay. Now something I want to mention here, because just to keep this in your back pocket in case VeChain ever does have a substantial correction, one of my favorite support levels to look out for with VeChain specifically is the 200 EMA on the 6 hour. And if you watch our videos, you know what I'm talking about. But for the people who want a reminder, why don't we just show you guys? This is my favorite support level for VeChain. If we zoom out here, look at previous price action, 200 EMA on the 6 hour, very closely called the bottom of support for VeChain. Now, actually, I think on the US dollar tether pair, yeah, on the USDT, it called the bottom a little bit better. There wasn't this gap in price action here. So maybe we can take a look at the USDT pair later. But just moving forward, if we ever get anywhere near this thing again, could be a potential great buy the dip opportunity with VeChain here. So fake out, I don't know, could be a fake out. I literally read this guy's mind. Hell yeah, man, hell yeah. So okay, interesting point. Could this be a fake out? 100%. There are always fake outs. There are always breakouts that don't continue to trend in that direction here. Now, something we can look out for in order to try and gauge whether this is a fake out or not is we want to remain above these two clusters of price action here. As long as we remain above this, I think we're good, because VeChain could even fall a bit here, which whenever we impulse is always a danger. We could fall as long as we consolidate around these regions, or we could even fall further and consolidate around this breakout point here. But as long as we remain above this breakout, I think we're good. Now, if we start to trend below this area, if we trend below this breakout, then I would be worried of this being a fake out. Only in that case. But until that happens, I don't think this is a fake out. Now, something we also want to see here is an increase in volume here. So we're seeing a little bit of, that volume come in, but not a whole lot. We want to see buy volume increasing, not decreasing here. So the fact that we're not getting a lot of buy volume coming in now can be a little bit concerning. But again, this price action is looking good here. Let's start to look at our indicators here to try and get a sense of whether we're kind of overextended or not. 4 hour still looking healthy. Still looks like we make moves to the upside here. 3 hour. Ooh, this is actually looking real healthy. So let me explain a few things here. So number one, weighted MACD. Weighted MACD acts as a leading indicator on the regular MACD. We tried to break down bearishly. We tried to have those bearish crossovers, immediately bullish crossover. Same with the stochastic RSI. Stochastic RSI acts as a leading indicator on the regular RSI. It's far more reactive here. Typically moves from one extreme to the other. Whenever we're in the overbought extreme, we have that bearish crossover, we're supposed to have that leg down to the oversold, and we don't, and we kind of have a bullish crossover midway through. It's really telling us price does not want to go down. So take a look at the 2 here. Ooh, 2 did not want to break down bearishly. This looks strong. 1 hour MACD bullish. Folks, this looks strong. This looks strong. So I'm not worried of this being a fake out quite just yet. So go VeChain agreement. I want more at a cheaper price, 100%. Yeah, I wish I would have bought more VeChain cheaper for sure. I bought VeChain as you. Oh wow, great entry, awesome. ETC melted my face off. Now I'm waiting for VET. Yeah, look, folks, VET's really up there in terms of market cap too. So I mean, even in terms of ranking, let's see what's ahead of VeChain. Let's see if anything deserves to be ahead of VeChain. Ethereum Classic does not deserve to be ahead. Litecoin does not deserve to be ahead. Bitcoin 3, Dogecoin 4. So there's 4 or 5 projects that I think have no business being ahead of VeChain. So I think one day could VeChain enter the top 10? Maybe. I think it has a fighting chance. Whether it's a sustained top 10 or just a temporary poke in the top 10 then drop out, I don't know. But what I do know is that there's some projects ahead of VeChain in terms of market cap that I think have absolutely no business being ahead of VeChain in terms of market cap. So I think VeChain one day has a fighting shot of maybe entering the top 10. But hey, we're pretty close as is. It's pretty high in the market cap as is. So yeah, no, folks, let me know if you guys have any questions. I see, a lot of you guys in the house. Welcome. Now, something I also want to tell you guys, and I want to keep mentioning this moving forward on the channel, is look, Bitcoin is chilling right now. Bitcoin dominance is chilling right now, but that's not going to be the case forever. At some point, Bitcoin's going to rip up 10, 20K. The altcoins are going to pause. There's going to be a flip in Bitcoin dominance. So I want to keep saying this because I don't want you guys to be surprised here. So what I expect to happen here in Bitcoin dominance, and again, some variation of this, some downward consolidation period. Eventually, Bitcoin's going to take off here. Okay, you reach whatever higher level, and then we're going to have that second leg down. And once Bitcoin dominance finds that rejection and that leg down, that's when the alts will pick back up. And this will happen a few times before the end of this cycle. Just bought some under a penny, holding 1 million shares. Let's go. To $1. Yeah, let's go $1. I'm taking profit at 0.2. That's above where we're at right now, man. VeChain's at 23 cents. You're saying take profit at 20 cents? So you're going to wait till it drops to take profit? VeChain at $1 on or before end of July. Screenshot this. Yeah, folks, in terms of VeChain going to $1, look, I think it's far more helpful to look to scale out of positions based off Not necessarily kind of like arbitrary price targets, because you never know. But look, there's on-chain metrics, the Newpol chart, not unrealized profit and loss, that has historically done a pretty good job of calling market tops and bottoms with Bitcoin. And the alts typically top off a month after Bitcoin. We could also keep track of Bitcoin dominance. So one thing I'm going to be tracking to try and get a sense of when to take some profit in my positions is whenever Bitcoin dominance enters these kind of low 30 percentile regions. Whenever we enter these regions, this is historically where we topped off last time around. So if we get anywhere near this region, again, we could fall lower in Bitcoin dominance, but this is our cue to, at least for myself, not telling you guys what to do, I'm going to take some profits here, regardless of whether or not VeChain's at 30 cents, 50 cents, $1, $2. Once Bitcoin dominance reaches these regions, I'm taking a bit of profit, because again, historically, this is where we bottomed out and we started to rise and Bitcoin took over and the alts peaked off. So that's another factor I'm looking out for. And also another factor is the historical Bitcoin movements. So I don't have the chart pulled up now, but it's okay. I can just describe it to you guys. Bitcoin has moved in these 4-year cycles historically based off the halvings. Based off the previous halving we've had, I think Bitcoin is likely to top off, September, October this year. And historically, the alts have topped off a month after Bitcoin. So I think maybe October, November is when we see VeChain and the alts peak out. So come late third quarter, early fourth quarter, I'm also going to be taking profits. So I'm taking profits based off time frames. I'm taking profits based off, Bitcoin dominance. I'm taking profits based off some of these, on-chain metrics, so macro overbought and oversold indicators. So those are some of the things that I'm taking into account when trying to find price targets in which to take profit, not necessarily any arbitrary number. Because look, I'd love VeChain to go to a dollar. I'd love to sell VeChain at $1, but what if it only goes to 94 cents, right? No belief in a super cycle. Yeah, no, look, there's arguments, and I wish Messin was here, because we love getting into this with each other. So there are arguments that crypto's going to enter a super cycle, and that we're not going to move like we have previously, where we move in these 4-year cycles, boom and bust cycles. That one day crypto, maybe even this year, next year, will act more like the stock market, where it just kind of fluctuates in a predictable manner, and it's not crazy volatile like it has been historically. My position on that is, look, I just don't think there's enough good evidence to convince me that the super cycle is quite here yet. In fact, I think there's so much good historical evidence that crypto has moved in cycles that I would need even stronger evidence than everything I've seen in the past to be convinced otherwise. And so I think personally, until we see that super cycle, I'm going to lean towards where I believe the stronger evidence lies. And I believe this bull run will come to an end, folks. And look, if you guys maybe haven't given so much thought to, when to take profits, I invite you to maybe start thinking about it. Like, folks, I'm super bullish on VeChain. I love this market. I love this bull run. Tons of money to be made, also tons of risk. But I do think at some point here, it's going to end. Whether it's the end of this year, end of next year, whatever it may be, at some point, the party will stop. We will enter a bear market. And I'm honestly looking forward to the bear market. People will lose money. That's unfortunate. But look, the bear market is where wealth will be made. Riches will be made in the bear market, but wealth will be made in the bear market, folks. Once a lot of these alts that don't have that institutional backing, like maybe Cardano, Polkadot, they have some institutional backing, but nowhere on the scale of Bitcoin. Those alts that don't have the institutions backing them, they just have retail. Once retail sees the market start to dump 50%, 60%, a lot of weekends are going to get shaken out. A lot of these alts are going to crash substantially. At least that's what I expect. I could be wrong. Maybe there's a super cycle and I'm all wrong. But I do think at some point we will enter a bear market. And I honestly cannot wait to buy this shit out of coins that have crashed to nothing, because I'm going to hold for years, and I think the cycles are just going to rinse and repeat roughly every 4 years. So yeah, that's my 2 cents. Hope I answered your question here. So we got a few more things here. So Vet did well. Where can I buy Vet? Folks, if you ever want to know where to buy something, go to CoinMarketCap, CoinGecko, look up the project you want. Scroll down, it'll tell you all the places in which it's listed. They will have a dip 100%. And look, folks, don't chase green candles. If you're looking to accumulate, if you want to buy some more, if you haven't bought any yet, not financial advice, but let's say you're just so inclined, like, I'm not buying any more VeChain. I already bought all the VeChain I could a while back. So I'm not buying, but if you want to, wait for a pullback. That's always my 2 cents. Hopefully you do get that pullback. Maybe we retest the breakout zone, hold that as support. If we could fall back down to maybe 22.5 cents, 21 cents, just this region here, and hold that, could be a great buy the dip. So one thing you could do here is, let's say we do have a pullback here, maybe buy the dip a little bit here. Let's say we fall further, retest the breakout point, buy the dip a little bit further here, but maybe place your stop loss right below the breakout point, because let's say you don't want to hold long term, you don't want that volatility. So one thing I would do is I would place my stop loss right below this peak in volume here, maybe just at kind of, I'd say maybe even, I'd say 19 cents, but that's a little far down. If you wanted to play this ultra safe, wait to see if we retest breakout point, buy in here and here, and then place your stop loss right below this peak in volume. That's below our breakout point. So if we fall below there, this bullish trend is perhaps no longer short-term valid. So that's one approach. No bear market this year. Yeah, look, no, I think the bull market's going to come maybe the end of this year, probably 2022. So look, again, I think maybe October or November is when things likely peak out. But again, maybe with so much institutions and crypto's never been more developed, again, maybe there is a super cycle. Maybe things do go on further. My view is, at a certain point, once September, October comes, the risk will be so great that it kind of outweighs the reward. So let's say the bull market does continue for the next 5 years, right? And we just maybe have 30% some odd corrections, but overall it still continues to uptrend, and I get out. Well, sure, maybe I miss out on a year or so of slight uptrending, but the risk of that uptrend not continuing was so high that for me it makes sense to take profits near the end of the year, late third quarter, early fourth quarter. And again, don't just do what I do. Come up with your own strategy and your own investment plan. But hopefully by talking about what I'm thinking about, maybe you guys can incorporate that into your thought process here. So the breakout just started before I went to bed. Can't sleep now. Yeah, no, I feel you. $2 easily. Maybe not this cycle. Maybe next cycle $2. I think $2 is a bit optimistic. What if not needing Bitcoin to purchase all coins is making the difference and Bitcoin's below off top or something? I don't really understand that question. Keep up the good work, my dude. Still want to know if you got if you got hair. No, I appreciate that. Thank you. Paper hands. I don't know, man. Look, I've held through like 30, 40, 50% retracements with my whole portfolio. I don't know if I'm paper hands. Oh, look, but again, just so you guys are clear on my thoughts, I do plan to buy back into crypto. So to even kind of further expand on my plan here, I plan on scaling out the vast majority of my positions, 95, 90%. Again, late third quarter, early fourth quarter. By the end of the year, I'm going to be almost fully out. And I plan on staking stable coins. So I plan to sell for stable coins, staking those stable coins on things like Celsius, things like Anchor Protocol. Anchor Protocol, another project I've been talking about a lot on this channel. They offer like 20% fixed APY. I actually own this protocol as well. I'm very bullish on this thing long term. I haven't taken a look at it in a while, so why don't we just briefly take a look? So yeah, okay, it's been uptrending quite a lot. I forget where I bought it. Actually, I have it written down. 455 is my average buy-in. Yeah, so I like this thing a lot. Holding it for the long term. Okay, they offer, like I said, 20% fixed APY. So I'm going to be staking stable coins in this thing for a year. And so I plan to buy back into the market in the fall 2022. So 2022 fall is when I plan on buying back into the market and holding for years. I plan on buying the dip with ETH, Polkadot, Cardano, Kusama, Chainlink, the good altcoins, and holding those things for years and years. And by the next bull cycle, maybe 2025, 2026, lots of riches are going to be made. So folks, look, whether this bull market ends tomorrow or goes on for a year or longer, stick around. The bear market is where wealth is going to be made. People are going to make money in the bull market, but the bear market is where a lot of money is going to be made. So stick around. Don't you go anywhere. So let's see. Only crypto I own is VeChain and Cardano. Looking good today. Not financial advice, but I would want to be diversified personally, more than just VeChain and Cardano. Can you do some analysis on VTHO? Sure, we can take a look at it in a little while here. What's the next fib target, boys? Very good here. So this guy knows I like my fibs. Now, I'm debating here where to draw a Fibonacci extension. And fib extensions are a little subjective. And so drawing one here on the live stream in front of you guys. So, because fib extensions are good for for kind of trying to figure out bullish price targets. I've drawn kind of a macro one here. So something we can do here is take the height of our descending triangle, move it to the breakout point. Oh, actually, I love this because this lines up perfectly with a fib extension level right at 32 cents. So if we can get above all-time highs, I think kind of the optimistic midterm scenario for VeChain is 32 cents. I can definitely see us going 32 cents. So yeah, that's what's going on with that. Love your channel, bro. Learn a lot from you. Appreciate that, man. Thank you. Thoughts on Cardano? I like Cardano. I own Cardano. At this point, I think the boat's kind of sailed a bit for Cardano myself. What I'm looking at in terms of Cardano now are the Cardano coins. So we have Goguen launching sometime, late summer, early fall. In August is when they're saying Goggen's going to launch smart contracts. A bunch of projects are going to start launching on Cardano. So just like we have, the Polkadot projects, Polkastarter, there's many of them out there. PCX, that's one I like, it's one I own, it's one I shill a lot. I think we're going to have a very similar thing with Cardano we're going to have the Cardano project soon. And so in terms of getting into that niche, I've started to move into Occam Finance. So Occamfi OCC is a launchpad on the Cardano ecosystem because I'm trying to get into a lot of these Cardano projects. I'm into Charlie 3. Charlie 3 is one of the first oracles on Cardano. So that's another one I like. So I'm more so just getting into the Cardano project right now. I think they have a higher ROI, but also higher risk. So that's what I'm looking out for with the Cardano project right now. So 4-year estimate on VeChain price, I don't know, man. I don't know about 4 years out. What I can say is that 4 years from now, I think VeChain is going to be somewhere in a consolidation or perhaps beginning stages of a new bull cycle. Again, crypto has moved in these 4-year cycles. Now I have another screen here. I'm going to pull up the chart I keep trying to refer to here. So just give me a second. So this is a chart by Trading Shot. Trading Shot did a very good job of breaking down the Bitcoin cycles. And again, it's very important to follow Bitcoin because Bitcoin leads the market. So if we look at the last halvings Bitcoin has had, and we look at the bull markets, we can see that from the bottom of the bull market to the halving was 51% of the entire bull cycle. From the halving to the top was 49% of the entire bull cycle. And this has happened twice. So we have 2 data points suggesting that Bitcoin has moved in this fashion. Based off the last halving that we've had, we could probably accept Bitcoin to reach some kind of top late September this year. Now again, the institutions coming in does change the situation. Crypto is developing and maturing. The use case is a lot more greater. So there are macro factors that have changed the situation. But to what extent the cycles have changed, that I am unsure of. I do think until proven otherwise, until we see a complete change in market structure, I do think the cycles will continue to play a role in crypto moving forward. So hey, look at this. Christopher CryptoPunk says, what up? And hope you all are killing it. Appreciate that, man. Awesome to see you on the live stream. Thank you. Thanks a lot, man. Good to see you. So, see some other things here. What up from London? What up, man? Hello from Miami. How's Miami? Damn, I gotta travel. One of these days, once the disease lifts up, I gotta sell an ETH or something and just get lost somewhere warm in the world. I'm 2018 bull run. You had to use your Bitcoin to purchase altcoins. Altcoins, Cardano, about to pump again. Bonfire. What does this mean for VTHO? Look, I think VTHO is pretty correlated with VeChain, if that's not obvious. So let's take a look. All right. Let's see what's going on with VTHO. All right, let's bust out this. So, one thing I can notice right off the bat with VTHO is there's this very clear base forming right here that's very price reactive that we are now below. We could even see that reflected in the volume here. So, as long as we're below that, which we are, it's kind of bad news bears. It's no bueno. So something like this, I believe, is a resistance zone. We can widen this to kind of bring in those wicks there. But yeah, I think for VTHO, For this to be bullish, I want to see us get above this zone. It's a very price reactive zone. You can see here resistance, here support, volume spike here. So again, if VeChain does well, VTHO is probably going to do well. But I think they did an increase in their supply recently, or they cut rewards to my. I don't know. I need to look into that more. But just based off technicals, I think we want to get above 19 here, 1.9, to see bullish continuation with VTHO. Miami is hot and humid. LOL. Hi from Miami. What up? You're welcome. Keep it up, homie. Thank you, man. Thank you. Hot and sunny. Hi from Europe. What up? What up to Europe people? That's awesome. Somewhere warm. Come to Singapore, mate. Yo, man. You know what, man? Look, I want to, hopefully one day, if this crypto stuff continues to do well, I would definitely want to travel the world one day. What's up, man, from Montreal? What do you think is next for ETC? A lot of ETC tonight. I haven't looked at ETC in forever. Ethereum man, look, I'll do some tea on this, but I'm not just Ethereum Classic. Why would you go for like the ETC when you have the real Ethereum out there? Space City, Texas is howdy, man. Good to see you. Okay, hey, look, dig the voice. Thank you, man, or you person. Appreciate that. Thank you very much. Turned 6K into 120K with VET. Got in at 0.007. Let's go, VFam. That's awesome. Congratulations, man. Hope you lock in some profits. Not financial advice. That's awesome though. Let's see what we got here. So why don't we take a look at ETC? I saw a few people mentioning it, so I feel bad not mentioning it. So let's take a look. ETC. Okay, well, in my very learned, technical analysis experience, this looks quite parabolic. Wow, there are 369 of you. Jesus. Thank you guys for being here. Appreciate it. We're kind of having a little bit of a VeChain watch party here, just going through some stuff here. VeChain just keeps pumping, does not look weak. Again, folks, I think eventually this looks strong. We're going to retest all-time highs. Now, I want to take a look here. Let's do ETC before I get too distracted. Okay. So this is a bit hard to do anything on because it's a straight line up. Now, one thing I can do to start kind of doing some semblance of TA is bust out a fib retracement. So fib retracements are very good for kind of finding hidden support levels when there's not a lot of price action or not anything too obvious. So looking at our fib retracement here, let's actually zoom into the lower time frames, get a better sense of what's going on. Okay, well, see if there's any peak in volume. Okay, if we cannot hold, okay, let me take a look at this. I think we're clearly drawing a base of support here at kind of 1333. If we start to drop below that, I'd be concerned, because if we see these 4-hour candles, we're fully above that. It's a very, very clear support range. Look at these candles. All these candles are reacting exactly off this range. So if we start to break below that, the likelihood of further correction increases. So that's what I'm looking out for. Now, fib extension, yeah, I don't know, man. Look, this isn't. I'm worried about this. Whenever we blow up parabolically like that, I'm always worried about a retracement. But then again, no one likes this thing, and when no one likes something, and no one holds it, it has room to go up. Again, look, this is very precarious. I'd be very worried about a pullback here. If you were looking to just trade this, if I'd been in this thing way back when as a trade, I'd take profits. Not financial advice. Look, again, this thing could just go on to rip up, continuously. So, who knows? Now, yeah, get those likes up. Appreciate that, folks. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I really hope some of you guys tuned in for the earlier live stream we had. Folks, we brought you guys so many gorgeous setups in that earlier live stream we had on Marshall, Eternity, Charlie 3, we went through a bunch of stuff that was worth looking into, so make sure you check that out. Yeah, let's see who else. Yeah, 400 people are watching. You guys are the best. Thoughts on XRP? I'm not a giant fan, although maybe as a trade could look interesting. Because look, when it comes to trading and investing, they're totally separate conversations. When it comes to trading, I don't care too much about the fundamentals except for catalysts, because that affects price action. But when it comes to investing, I'm not the biggest fan of XRP. In terms of high caps, yeah, I'm not that big a fan. Look, there's more solid plays that are safer, and I think there's low caps that have a higher ROI potential. So again, I'm not telling you what to do, but for me, XRP is not too appealing at this point. It's already had a massive run. I'd definitely not be buying XRP. That's just me. Again, I don't want to I don't want to encourage you guys to. I don't want anyone panic selling or anything, but I'm not a fan of XRP. Although, look, as a trade, it could probably over the long term continue to go up and continue to make people money. So just because the fundamentals might not be super solid as one person, it doesn't mean that it can't continue to go up and make people money. So Luna, big fan of Luna. BTT, we talked about BTT in our previous live stream. When is the best time to start selling altcoin? Again, I think we went through a bit of my long-term sell strategy earlier in the live stream. Just quickly summarize. I'm selling based off time frames, Bitcoin dominance, and kind of on-chain metrics, cycle top and bottom indicators, among a few other things. That is now used in the real world. Hell yeah, folks. VeChain is 100% definitely used in the real world. Big fan of VeChain here. Yeah, so let's see what else. We got any other questions here in the live stream? Thoughts on TLM? I actually don't even know what TLM is, to be honest with you. Don't scream at me just because I don't know TLM. Alien Worlds. Okay, yeah, I heard about this. Let's see what we've been doing. Oh, wow. Is this the right trend? I've heard a lot about this. I'm surprised it's not. Wow. This is interesting. I've heard a lot about this. This is a video game with NFTs. Oh wow, this is very just. This is interesting. This is all listed on Binance. It is listed on Binance. Let's take a look. TLM. Now, why does my chart not look like this? $6. Okay. Yeah, well, a few things here. We're below this volume. For this to continue to go up, I want to see us get above this volume. So if this can get above 70 cents, I think she's moving up. One thing here as well, one thing I don't mention often is this could be just an early Elliott wave forming. So for those who don't know, Elliott waves typically move in kind of 3 impulses, where you have a 1 wave retracement, 2 is the pullback, 3 impulse, 4 pullback, and 5 impulse. So, could this be a potential Elliott wave? Maybe. Another thing here, if we start to do this, and break out bullishly and get above these 2 key levels, that would be a cup and handle, and this could really fly. So for this kind of just consolidating sideways forever, I would want extra confirmation just based on technical analysis that this will continue to go up. And so what I would want to look out for is if we can get above and hold above 70 cents and then these 2 peaks. If we do that, could we continue to trend upwards? I think so. Now this does have somewhat of a high market cap. It's definitely not a low cap, so it's not just gonna shoot up. So that's just something to be aware of. So hey Greg, do you have hold VeChain, all miners is the last bull run? How did you purchase altcoin? Is this the last bull run? I 100% think this is not the last bull run. I think this is the bull run where real world use case just begins. I think the next bull run is where that adoption gets further developed and further entrenched into our global financial system. And I think the where crypto could really shine is in the underdeveloped world, where look, a lot of these high yield mechanisms, earned interest rates, banking systems, it's all available for the privileged, but there's many people in the world who don't have access to banking systems, loans, credit systems. All you need is a phone to gain access to that kind of stuff through crypto and through DeFi nowadays. So I do think crypto has real world use cases that can make the world better. I think we're going to start to see that. I think that's why when we see Cardano go after adoption in Africa, it's very good to see, because right now in a lot of these developing countries, their record systems, the government record systems perhaps have not historically been the most reliable. But if you put that information up on a decentralized blockchain that can be trusted, that information becomes much more trustworthy and also valuable, because with what they're doing with Cardano in Ethiopia, if you take a certain class, if you have a certain certification, if you can track that on the blockchain, everyone can trust in that information. Hopefully, help people out. So it's a real world use case. And I think we're going to start to see a lot of that development and adoption in the bear market and in the next cycle. So I don't think this is the last bull run here. So what about VeChain at $1? Hopefully, let's send her. Can someone tweet at Elon Musk? Let's start an Elon Musk talk about VeChain campaign, because look, I got an axe to grind with Elon Musk, and you guys let him know I said this. All right, Dogecoin is just a joke. We have all these other great projects that do stuff below Dogecoin. So like, I'm looking at the ranking here, and I'm seeing a $71 billion joke. And I'm seeing all these other coins that do a lot of things, having a much lower market cap, and this is telling me, I think, based off fundamentals, that these projects are undervalued. Where is Messin? Good, very good question. I believe he's in France. Just bought VeChain, good idea. Well, look, I don't know, man. I can't tell you what to do. I own VeChain. I think it's going to continue to go up over the long term. I didn't buy now. I don't know if I'd buy now. I'd probably want to wait for a pullback in consolidation. I like to chase red candles and fear, not green candles and pumps, when it comes to investing long term. Buying VeChain now is always a good idea. Yeah, look, man, it's a subjective thing. I can't make that decision for you. VeChain, great idea. Yeah, 100%, folks. Yeah. So now something else I can mention here. VeChain is getting rejected currently off this volume range right here. Yeah. So I think one thing I'm gonna add here that's new is I'm going to draw a new range of resistance that I want to see VeChain get above if we want to see that further bit of confirmation, okay? So, because whenever we're impulsing up and we get rejected off a region, that's the market telling you need to look at this specific area, because this area is relevant. And so if we zoom in here, we got wicked off kind of, just under, 24.5 cents, 24.6 here. So if we look at historical price action, we can see that this was also a very reactive area based off these wicks. So this is a relevant area that I want to keep in mind. We also have a peak in volume right below us here. So this gives us a little bit of a resistance range that, if we get above, is our cue that VeChain is ready for our next leg up. So that's something to look out for here. Buy green candles, give... your Doge looks sick. I like Doge. Doge, guys, look, I'm not telling you guys what to do, but if I'd been in Doge for a while, I would 100% be taking profits. If the movie Idiocracy had a crypto, it would be Doge. Agreed. Can you please check out Slip SLP? It's on Binance. Sure, bro. 100%. Oh, this one. Okay. I know. Wow. Okay. I know this project. Wow. Okay. Yeah. This project was first shilled to me by none other than BitBoy Crypto. I believe it was this pump, like this video here. I know BitBoy made a video on it, and it just like ripped up out of nowhere. So yeah, no, look, folks, it's just another like video game play. All right, 408 in ranking. 93 million. I don't know too much about it, to be honest. I'm kind of neutral on these video game plays. In terms of a trade, let's take a look at the chart. Small Love Potion. It's on Binance. Cool, man. Okay, look, the fact that it's got listed on Binance tells me that there's potential liquidity that can move in this thing. Now, I don't like using the Binance chart because there's no historical price action here. But one thing we can do is draw a trend line that will act as resistance. So if we can get above this trend line, then just based off TA, I think we can make moves to the upside. So, two things to look out for here. Let's say I wanted this to go up. How would I know when this could start going up? Well, two things I would look out for is this white line that I'm struggling to line up perfectly right now. Because if we zoom in here, we can see this is a reactive zone. Here we got reacted off it. This candle body, this wick. 4 areas in which this was reactive. That's the market telling us this is important. So this is, basically 25 cents here. So if we can get above 25 cents, maybe we test the upper extremities of our trend line here and break out. And then if we can get above 31 cents, then that's the biggest resistance level. So if we can get above these 2 areas, could we retest all-time highs? For sure. If we get above this area, could we retest this here and get rejected? For sure. So these are the 2 major resistance levels that I would look out for. So yeah, that's what's going on with that. If you guys could check out my friend's new crypto channel, it's I don't know, man. I don't know about showing. I'll mention. Who gives a shit? It's Monkman. He'd appreciate it. He's doing a road to 100K series. All right, man. Cool. Yeah. I hope wish him luck. Tell him to hit me up. I want to know what he's buying. So buy a BTT now. That being said, Mooncoin there. VeChain price prediction for a year. I think about $1. I think roughly $1. Again, I'm selling based off time frames with VeChain, but I think about $1. Yes, Elon for VeChain. Yeah, let's just start like a hashtag like Elon for VeChain. 100%. Let's talk VeChain. Yeah, that's what this title is about, folks. Why you guys showing me all these other coins? People want to hear about VeChain. You guys have any VeChain questions here? Look, with SLP, thoughts on buying SLP? I'm not telling you what to do, man, but it doesn't pique my interest. Maybe look, we haven't had like a hype wave with video games yet, but I mean, looking at the chart, this is impulse stop. I'm 100% not chasing this. Again, maybe over long term, it can continue to do very well. It's relatively low market cap. I don't know too much about the project. I haven't seen anything that excites me too much about this thing, so I'm not looking to get in personally. Are you still in cards? I'm not still in cards. I actually got out of cards for a few reasons. Me and Messon, we both took a look at the allocation you got, and we didn't like the potential allocation you could get. You also don't have guaranteed allocation, or I believe you do. No, you don't. You don't have it for the lower tiers. Now, honestly, we got out of it. We didn't like the amount of allocation you got too much. It already pumped quite a lot, so we're kind of dubious about its long-term, continued uptrend. So we got out of that. I moved into OCC. I like OCC just because at the time, cards was pumping, OCC was dumping in lower market cap. So I was like, hey, these are both Cardano launchpads. I don't really know what's going to do better over the long term. Cards is pumping, OCC is dumping. I sold cards, I bought OCC, and it's done well since then. So that's what I did with my cards here. I'm gonna sell at 25 cents. Sure, man, do your thing. Dogecoin is the joke of the elites and their kids. Sure. Can you have a look at CTSI? CTSI. It's a Matic improved version. I mean, already I don't like that. Although, just because I don't like something doesn't mean it can't pump. Things that with maybe not the most solid use case can still pump. But look, I think Polygon has gotten the adoption. But look, Polygon's kind of been crowned the winner of the ETH scalable protocol. Now, can there be other plays that do well? Sure. I don't know about this thing. Maybe if I look into it, I love it. But I think Polygon is probably going to continue to have that adoption. So that's just my 2 cents. Let's take a look here. CTSI. Oh, hey, BidMoon, what up, man? Thank you so much for the super chat. Is the HOGE chart saying anything? Okay, we'll take a look at HOGE after this one here. HOGE Finance. Okay, so we'll take a look here at CTSI. Appreciate that, bro. So, what to do here in terms of TA? Oh, okay. I can draw a fib extension. I know Messi would love this. All right, so fib extension right here. Okay. Let's take a look at our volume. We broke down from our volume into descending triangle, bearish breakdown. Cool. Now something else I think is valid here. Trend line here. So what I would say here is that I think we have a few support levels convalescing right here. We have a white trend line based off these wicks here. We have a fib level and sideways price action, all coinciding at like 78, 80 cents. So if we don't hold our support here, where there's a bunch of support levels converging, then the likelihood of increased correction increases. Two other support levels I would look out for is kind of our next fib level here at kind of 69 cents, and then this VP Vero point of control. But as long as we hold this white trend line, this could be a good buy the dip opportunity. If the this trend line has held as support, and if that continues, it would have been a good buy the dip. But we don't know if it continues. Let's say we fall back down here, hold it as support, retest this 88, 90 cent, flip 90 cent from resistance into support. Could we continue trending upwards? Perhaps. Yeah. So that's my 2 cents here. Let's take a look here at HOGE. Am I saying this right? HOGE? Does everybody know? HOGE? Anyways, well, up 40%. Don't like to chase pumps, although this price structure does look very, very interesting. So, where is this listed? Uniswap? Okay, let's see. HOGE. TradingView, yeah, maybe doesn't. HOGE? No, it's not it. Let's take a look at DEX tools here. See if DEX has anything to say about HOGE. Am I even looking at the right ticker? Is it? Yeah, it is. Let's see here. HOGE. Folks, while I'm pulling this up, look, I just want to say there's 347 of you guys here. You guys are awesome. Appreciate you guys being here. Hope you guys, learn a thing or two and just have some fun doing some TA here, kind of chillaxing and watching our bags pump here. So I think this is the correct chart. Okay, let's take a look at HOGE. Okay, this is interesting. Now. Okay, let's see if I can find a base here. Okay, I'm gonna draw a fib level in kind of an iffy place, but I think it's a very narrow range where I think I can get away with it. Don't you yell at me. I think we can draw something like this. Ooh, I like this a lot. Okay. Now, we're right up against this resistance here. Okay. So if we can flip this here from, I'm not going to count those decimals, but if we can flip this, make a new higher high above this, very, very potentially bullish based off technicals here. So look, we've been forming this very long base of support, and we're now breaking up bullishly. If we get above this, again, just based off technicals, I think retesting all-time highs is realistic. And I do believe our fib levels here are very relevant. I think we're just going to move from fib to fib to fib. I think those are the major resistance levels to look out for, because if we zoom in here, we can see how the fib levels actually line up pretty well with price action here. See the 236 pretty closely off kind of these wicks here. This level here, exactly off these, let's zoom in a bit more, you guys probably can't see that. This wick here, this wick here, this area here, this is very reactive. So I think if we make a new higher high off kind of this mid-range, we're probably likely to see a more bullish continuation. Although again, it's never a straight line up, folks. You can't, when I say that, don't go thinking that it's a straight line up. See, like we have an impulse pullback, impulse pullback, impulse pullback, and so we've had an impulse, haven't had really a pullback. Maybe we consolidate around these levels here, but as soon as we get above that and hold that, I could see this having bullish continuation. What is this thing? I'm curious. HOGE Finance. I'll have to look into this more. Yeah, so that's my 2 cents. Top 3 low cap projects. I put out a video at the beginning of May talking about my top projects here. But let's see if I can think of any off by heart. I mean, not financial advice, folks, but just I'll since you asked, I'll just tell you the one I literally bought today on our earlier live stream. I bought Decenter, I think it was at 25 cents back on the earlier live stream. I like this thing. It's a competitor to basic attention token. BATS at 2 billion. This thing's at 20 million, 22 million. Bullish catalyst this quarter, mainnet launch, browser launch. So yeah, I like this thing. That's what I bought into. Not financial advice. Will we see VeChain listed on Coinbase? I sure hope so. Yeah. So let's take a look at VeChain here. Yeah, it's still holding strong. So, okay. Now, one thing I think we can look out for to try to understand if we break down further or not is this volume here. So we can see there's two clusters of volume here on our VPVR. One here at kind of 24.2, another one here at kind of 23.5. So if we fall below this volume, that's our cue that we're probably going to retest these two previous peaks here. So understanding what way we break out of this tight volume peaks are going to tell us what way we impulse next. So that's something to look out for in the short term here with VeChain. Do you see a dump coming during this weekend? Look, I mean, with what, folks? Look, different things take turns pumping it at different stages, and nothing pumps at the same time. Something I will say is, look, we've been ringing the alarm bells on Ethereum. Ethereum's quite overextended. Hasn't had a pullback. I think a pullback makes sense with ETH. So, I mean, we keep saying it's going to have a pullback, and it's been doing nothing but ripping up. So, one thing we've been looking at with ETH is the 12 exponential moving average on the 4-hour, because it closely hugs this this uptrend here, this impulse to the upside. So, one thing that we like to do to try and figure out when we're going to have trend reversals is whenever we're impulsing up or we're correcting, breaking down, we try and find an exponential moving average on different time frames or whatever, and just try and find what best closely hugs the impulse up. And so I think the 12 on the 4 does a pretty good job. And so if we start to break down from this thing, which we've held throughout our entire impulse up, I think that's one important signal that the trend could potentially be reversing, and that we could see more of a correction and more of a breakdown. I think kind of first short-term price target for ETH, if we start to break down, is 3,200, and then maybe aside from that, I'd say 3,000 just because it's psychological. But see, I'd want to sit on that a bit more. I don't like just throwing out a bunch of different support levels, because that's not maybe super helpful to you guys. But yeah, no, those are my thoughts. Check, we did VTHO. Yeah, no, look, folks, excuse me. There's a lot of good projects out there. A lot of good projects. Ooh, is VeChain pumping? Just does not want to break down. Let's take a look at the 5. Oh, okay. Interesting. Let's bust out our indicators here. Let's take a look. What are we saying? 5. Okay. Okay. We're seeing. Yeah, we're seeing weakness on the lower time frames. This is like super low. Let's take a look at the half hour. Half hour strong. We're getting overextended though. Quite overbought. Let's take a look at the hourly. Yeah, we're overbought. But look, we can continue to move up as long as we're overbought. I just want to see if there's anything interesting going on these lower time frames. 1 minute. So, yeah, no, we're just kind of forming a little bit of a sideways consolidation phase here with VeChain. Nothing too interesting pops out. So, you guys have any more questions here? If you guys have any questions on any projects you want me to look at, just let me know. I want to see if VeChain does anything exciting here in the live stream, but if it doesn't, maybe we'll wrap up here in a bit. Can you look at XTZ. Sure, we can look at XTZ. Why not? Tezos. It's been a minute. Haven't looked at Tezos in quite a while. I almost got into Tezos. Didn't. So, interesting stuff going on. Okay. Higher highs, higher lows. This looks good. Zoom out. This looks good. Now, again, just something I'd want to note right off the bat. So the macro trend is bullish, but just because we're going up doesn't mean we're going to go up forever. Look, impulse up, correction, impulse up, correction, impulse up. What have we not had yet? Our correction. Now, is that correction guaranteed? No. Could we continue to impulse? Sure. But just looking at the bear chart, we've gone up, 94% without a substantial correction. Yeah, I'd be worried about a pullback. And another thing, folks, like whether you like a project or not, it's always better to wait for pullbacks. Like, look, I FOMO too, right? I'm a person. I FOMOed before. I'll admit it. There's projects that I like that I should have waited for, but I didn't, and I FOMOed, and I almost always regret it. You know, like there's almost always not almost always. It's very circumstantial, but there's oftentimes dips. It's, more often than not, better to wait for the dip. So there's strength all around. We're just very overbought, which is obvious. Let's take a look though. Okay. Yeah, we're seeing some bearish divergence. Yeah, RSI overbought going down. Yeah, nothing crazy pops out, to be honest. So look, with Tezos, I would just be worried about a pullback is all. I would want to buy the dip with this thing. Yeah, so that's my thoughts on Tezos. Oh, hey, Dirty Red, appreciate you, bro, or person. Let's take a look here at Anchor. Let's take a look. Anchor protocol. I've heard about this thing. What does Anchor do? What do you do, Anchor? Okay, wow. Okay, I know. Okay, yep. I see you. This is a bull flag. Well, potentially, depending on what we break out. But interesting. Okay. So this has exploded quite a lot, and I don't like chasing pumps. But again, at this point, like everything has exploded. So one thing I would want to look out for with this is we've been in kind of our range here in this downward moving channel. So I would want to wait to see if we have that pullback, that breakdown to buy the dip, maybe on this white trend line here, if I were so inclined. And I'm not too familiar with the fundamentals, so I'm not saying to go buy this thing. But I always like to wait for dips. And sorry if I'm moving the chart around too much. I'm just trying to line up this fib. I hate when I accidentally move it. But just bear with me a moment, folks. Appreciate all you guys being here. You guys can do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe. Just click on every link you see down in the description, and I appreciate that. So I think I might start wrapping up soon, maybe after this one here. But yeah, no, ultimately I think we're just looking for a bull flag scenario here. After such an impulse, the likelihood of increased correction is high. So I'd want to wait to either dollar cost average at a trend line here, or wait for a bullish breakout and confirmation of a bullish breakout to be more confident that this bullish trend can continue. So what I would want to look out for is get above this white trend line and our 236 here. So if we can get above kind of 17 cents, could we see bullish continuation and retest all-time highs? I think the likelihood of that increases. So yeah, no, those are my thoughts. Carl Lee, appreciate that. ONT versus USD, showing the 618 at 440, 694, and the C and H at verified. Thanks. All right, those are a lot of numbers, man, but I'll take a look here. ONT, and we'll start wrapping up here maybe after this this question here. We'll take a look at VeChain after this and maybe wrap up. Let me know if this is the correct chart I'm supposed to be looking at. But just looking at this kind of bare bones, I like this. Very, very macro bottom. I don't know the fundamentals about this thing, but I like the technicals, because whenever we're forming this rounded bottom, this is very bullish. Look, massive correction, long consolidation, lower lows, but what are we seeing recently? Higher low, higher low, higher low. What are we seeing recently? higher high, higher high, higher high. So the trend has clearly shifted. Now I want to look at the let's see if there's an ONT BTC, because I like looking at the Bitcoin pairing. So again, we can often find hidden support and resistance levels. So let's see if we can find those hidden levels that we're looking at, and immediately found those hidden levels. Okay, perfect. So I love this because looking at this chart, I mean, sure, we can probably call resistance here at the sideways price action, but I think looking at the Bitcoin pairing, this becomes far more obvious. So we're up against a lot. I'm not even going to draw like a range here because we're up against a lot of resistance with this sideways price action here. So if we start to make significant moves to the upside here, I'd say if we break above this volume, I would start to get more confident that we could see that bullish continuation. Again, whenever we have an impulse, we have a pullback, impulse, pullback, impulse, pullback, impulse. Haven't had a pullback. We're up against resistance. What could happen? We might have a pullback here. So even if we do pull back, as long as we make a macro higher low, I mean, this thing's still bullish. So I think we could also draw a bit of Messon's calling me. Should I pick up the phone? Folks, let me know. Messon's calling me. Should I pick up the phone? I'm gonna pick up the phone. All right, I'm gonna pick up the phone. Yo, you're live on YouTube. You're live. I'm live right now.
Huh?
You're live on YouTube right now. I'm live streaming. Say what up to the people.
What up to the people? Are you actually live?
I'm actually live. I'm not joking.
Hey, goddamn, alright, man, focus on the live stream, buddy.
No, all good. We're talking about VeChain. Look, people have been asking about you. They're like, "Where are you?" I was like, "He's in France." I'm like,
just holding it down, man. Just holding it down. Just let them know I'm holding it down.
All
Don't even worry about it.
all right. You got any wisdom you want to give
Just
out?
put all your money, get all your loans out, guys. Get all the loans you can. Just throw it all in. That's my 2 cents on this whole thing.
Perfect. Well, that's a great way to wrap up the stream here, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in. We hope we've answered all your questions. I'm going to wrap up the live stream here. I appreciate all of you guys. Hold on, man. I'm wrapping up. Hold on. Stay on the line. I'll talk to you. All right, yeah. So VeChain broke out. VeChain broke out, by the way. Have you taken a look at it? Anyways, VeChain broke out. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Like, subscribe, click on every link.